Hello, it's Chris with Derek here from Penny's Hot Rods and Customs. We're just going to do basically a little video on the 79 Camaro of Derek's. Just to wrap this thing up because it's pretty much done for what we're going to do probably. Just a little bit tweaking here and there and see if it's worth, if you think it's worth what we put into it. Basically, with the price of the car, all the parts we did, spent about $3,200. So that's all told, paint, everything that's put into it. So there's new carpet in it. There's new plugs, wires. I think we did to it. New shocks. It's got used tires that Corey and Derek had lying around. Rims they had lying around.
New mufflers.
New mufflers on it. Didn't do anything with the brakes. We took the carb off, I think, and cleaned it.
We put another one on.
Oh, we put another carburetor on it. Cleaned it. Changed a bit of the interior. New carpet. Painted this. That used to be brown. We decided to paint it. Put a cheap set of gauges in there. Cleaned it up a bit. We changed the steering column because the other one was buggered up. Painted it 3 times, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But it's a running, driving. Well, we found out it's a 307. It's got a good 4-speed in it. Didn't even. We took the valve covers off. Everything looked good. The motor ran. The clutch is good in it. Derek has he's been driving this thing. How many miles did we put on it?
About 2,500.
2,500 miles. So
yeah. We didn't have to do anything to the brakes.
Still gonna peel some tape off here.
That's Corey's job of peeling. There's Corey's job.
We'll blame Corey.
And here's my job. Nice and clean. That's the difference between us. Shouldn't be poking at Corey, but.
And we got the
sill
plate on this side.
Well, it wasn't a powerful car, but it was fun with the 4-speed.
No, we had to fix the floorboards.
Yes. On
both sides, so we cut out floorboards out of a parts car and put those in, along with some patching.
Yeah.
There's still issues like the seats; they're faded. The back passenger package tray needs to be redone. The dash is a little faded, but it's not cracked.
No. The car never let me down. It always took me to A and B.
Yeah.
I didn't have to
he
phone.
was driving it, rain or shine. So, yeah, so getting back to the paint. So we bought this, I can't remember the brand, it was Black & Decker,
yes.
Water-based paint for painting, it was outdoor paint for...
Industrial paint
paint for painting like furniture, outdoor furniture. And
metal,
stuff.
wheelbarrows and stuff.
And it said you didn't need a primer or anything, so we scuffed this down, didn't prime it, I don't think.
No.
Painted it. It looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that over the last winter. Yeah, it was last winter.
Yeah, because that's when we threw it out here.
And then once it was done, we parked it in a snowbank out there for the rest of the half of the winter. Then come springtime, we noticed it was starting to bubble, like the paint was bubbling along the front and parts of the back. Couldn't figure it out. I thought maybe it was because of the plastic here was heating, cooling in the sun, but it was also doing it on some of the steel parts, so that didn't make sense. So Derek pulled it in the garage, sanded all that stuff basically off. After it looked excellent in pictures.
Well, it degraded itself every time I sanded it, because I just didn't care about the bodywork anymore. I just kept sanding everything off of it.
So he stripped it all down with an orbital sander, and you didn't prime it again. You just put.
I tried that. Like a trim clad, but armor coat paint.
Oh, armor coat, yeah. Put that on. It looked like crap.
Yeah.
So he stripped that down again. So more orbital sanding the whole thing. Then he went and bought I think the hot rod black.
Hot rod black.
The expensive stuff.
Yes.
It was like a couple $100 for 1 liter or something like that.
It was a couple liters. Yeah.
So that's what this is. So. And this is definitely held up. It's been on here since early spring.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's been on since June.
Okay.
May or June.
Yeah, it's been on there a few months, and he's driven it, washed it, washed it in the rain, and it still looks good. So I highly recommend do not use that water-based paint.
No.
It could have been the prep job we did. I don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't use it. I thought about using it just as a primer, but after seeing it on here bubbling, we're not going to do that anymore. Don't go cheap.
Yeah.
We tried it. It failed.
We learned our lesson.
Yeah.
Like I drove this thing. You can see I've been through mud, everything.
Yeah.
It was a fun car, actually. I didn't beat on it.
Yeah, he had to put air shocks to bring the back end up a bit because the springs are a little bit sagging. So if you carry a few people in here, then it was starting to rub. So plus he's got these big meat sticking out. So.
Yeah, that's what makes the character of the car.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a pain in the butt having to paint this all nice with the water base and then having to strip it down twice.
Well, the weird part is well, I got lazy. This is the water-based paint. It stayed good on the fiberglass. I didn't paint this. This is still the first paint, and this is the third paint here.
Yeah.
And you can see the difference. But
yeah, so like it's not. It's a little faded, or that's just a different shade of black.
Maybe. But it stuck no problem on the fiberglass.
Yeah. I think that's not faded. I think it's just different because when you diluted that with water, it sort of went sort of grayish, and that's what that.
I don't think it changed much. I think
but yeah, as you say, it held up on here.
Yeah. And it was weird. Some spots on the body would stay good, and some spots just fell off.
Yeah, but it was bubbling on here too. Like.
Yeah, because there was something on that trunk deck. I could not spray it. I sat there and sanded that trunk deck down to the bare metal, and the paint would still bubble on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gave up on it.
I guess we'll pop the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's we found out by the serial number it's just a 307. Obviously not stock, not the factory. This was a factory 350 4-speed car.
Yeah.
Power discs up front. That's the air cleaner that came with it. It's on there.
And the intake.
And the intake. It's got a wiring intake when we bought it. It's got like wiring issues that we didn't even bother addressing. Like that's wire nutted, and then this, but it did it used to have air conditioning. The pump and the rad was gone before we did, but we replaced the big air conditioning one, pulled that out, put one from a parts car, just the regular AC, regular heating unit.
Yeah.
So if we ever do decide to get the heating working, we'll just use that.
Yeah, it's got a good coolant, coolant.
We just put like just Rock Auto plug wires, cap, rotor from Rock Auto. We took these out, sanded them, painted them black because it was all silver under here when we got it. So we just fogged it with a spray can black. Looks 100% better.
Oh yeah,
than
way
that.
better.
It was painted silver in there, but then we decided to go with chrome instead of painting those black, just to have it pop out a little bit. Yeah, so we didn't do a hell of a lot with the engine. We basically replaced the carburetor. Played with the timing, I think we did.
Just a little bit.
And that's about it. It still has a very cheap old 20-year-old belt there. Works. Yeah, all the lights work. Had problems with the back lights, and then I just added an extra ground and it solved that issue. Inside, we probably could need maybe a good shampoo on the seats, but they're not bad. The door panels have a little bit of water damage down here, but I'm surprised that like this. We painted that with just vinyl paint.
Yeah. And
with Derek's arm there, it hasn't worn off.
Nope.
It's still perfect.
Every time I shift, my arm was always on that console. So.
And it used to have the AC ducts underneath here. I pulled all that off when I pulled the AC out just to make it more simple. Yeah. This is just a standard. Pulled that out of a parts car, but. Everything basically works, almost. There's a couple gauges that don't work, I think.
No.
But...
that's why we put aftermarket gauges in, so...
The headliner, all that's left is the cardboard. The actual cloth on there was gone, so... Yeah. But that's... you can buy a headliner if you want for this. But... other than that, like we fixed all the rust on this thing. Yeah, it had rust here. Same with on the outside. The floors were rusted out. I think there was some dents in the front fender, but no rust. Or was there?
That one had no hole, that was just dent, and the other front fender had a hole.
Had a hole. Okay.
Yeah. And
so the quarters, we didn't have to. There was nothing on the quarters.
No, they were actually very nice.
They were nice.
Surprisingly, that's what caught my eye, was because the quarters
no rust in the trunk floor.
Nope.
The trunk floor was pretty mint.
Yeah.
We swapped out. We found the original ones were cracked, so we found parts ones. Replaced that.
I knew I had all the parts for the stuff what I needed for this car, so.
But yeah, so for $3,200 Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
That's Canadian price. Painting it 3 times. Do you think it's worth it? Probably. You probably could. I don't know what this car is worth now. I don't know. I'm not into these cars, so I don't know I don't follow the prices on these things at all. But you got to figure it's worth at least $5,000 Canadian, at least. but it's a running, driving car. Maybe more, maybe $8,000. I don't.
You got to think of this. In 1979, this was the most performing car you could get of a Camaro. It was a 350 4-speed, 342 gears. This was the muscle for 1979.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a sport coupe, right?
Yeah, but Autopack fought with me and they put it as, it's a sports coupe, but their claim is a Dead 28.
Oh.
So, whatever.
Alright.
But it's a sports coupe, but
yeah.
Autopack says Dead 28 now, so.
Yeah, so, I don't know. Tell us in the comments what you think. Like, we're not, Derek has no plans on selling this.
Not now.
Not now, yeah. But tell us in the comments, what do you think it's worth? Like, we don't follow these type of cars, really. Back in my day, you could buy these things for a running, driving one for $1,000. Like,
yeah. You had a couple
people
of.
made dirt track cars out of these.
Yeah. This was something we actually pulled out of a junkyard. It was ready to be scrapped.
Yeah.
And, well, what it cost me is $3,200 to get it on the road.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's all in. Cost of the car, all the parts, insurance, safetying it. That's $32 all in, pretty much Canadian. So.
And that's not a Saginaw transmission. That's a real Super 210s.
So yeah, 3,200 Canadian is about 25.
That's $2,600 US.
US. So you got to think it's got to be worth at least $5,000 to $8,000. But tell us what you think. Like, even with like the rusty old rims, and these are old tires. Those are older tires. Like, those are decent, but
yeah, the front ones are a little old.
Yeah, but I don't know. The motor could be like, you could make this thing look good. Like, get rid of the valve covers, clean them up, paint them.
Oh, yeah.
Change the fan out, or paint the fan, put a shroud, degrease this thing. You could make it look.
Oh yeah.
Good. You could make it look another $500 under there. But yeah, I don't know. Tell us what you think in the comments. What it's worth. See if we made a good. I think we probably I don't like these cars, but I think it was a good deal, basically.
That's the way I look at it. I think it was a good deal. So
after we got it running, I don't know. It doesn't seem to skip a beat.
No. This thing never let me down. It took me everywhere in Manitoba.
Yeah.
I was all over the place with it. And this clutch, I don't know when this car stopped for over 20 some years, and the clutch and the brakes held up. Never had a problem.
Yeah, it was sitting in basically a field of cars. So yeah, I don't know. I figure it was probably worth it. Like, it was going to be Casey's car, but I think it's too much power for Casey. I think he's already got a car lined up.
Something his tone.
Yeah. About half the engine.
Yep.
But yeah, let us know what you think. It's just a little update. We probably, I don't know if we're going to be doing anything more on this thing or just tinker with it here and there, but major wise it probably won't get any better.
No, I think what's going to happen in the springtime, I'll probably hook up the heater.
Yeah.
Now we got heater in the car, and that's it.
And probably change this.
Yeah.
We'll just make one ourselves.
Yeah, we'll just clean that up to be nice.
Clean that up so it looks nicer.
Maybe I might put a stereo on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just enjoy driving to the standard.
Yeah.
If it was automatic, I would have never bothered with the car.
Yeah, it's by no means a speed demon or anything
No,
like that.
no.
But
but
especially with just a stock 307.
yeah,
Yeah.
the motor's not powerful.
Yeah, but let us know what you think. Even the bird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sit in a garage, so this has been sitting out in the rain or shine. So yeah, definitely let us know what you think, and comment, subscribe, tell your friends, all that stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.